Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Samantha and today I want to share with you a try on and also my first impressions and really what I think about this product, and it is the Revolution or Makeup Revolution Focus and Fix Eye Primer. So this is what it looks like. It's got Revolution on there. I hope you can see it. It's very reflective with Focus and Fix Eye Primer. I picked this up from Superdrug stores for £2.50, but you can purchase it elsewhere and I'll add the links down below for you as well. Now I'm just going to see, does it tell you how much product you get? I'm not sure. I don't think it does. No, there's nothing on there. It did have the cellophane on there, but I've removed that now, so I don't think it says on there. Now, when you open it, it has the doe foot applicator, and it is like a cream shade. And it's that one there. I've just done a highlight review and or first impressions of a highlight and try on. So this is the Focus and Fix there. It is like my skin colour, and I'm just going to pat it down and then show you what it actually looks like. So that's what it looks like once I've patted it down. Now, I have already tried this. I will try it on in a moment, but I want to just give you like some information of why I'm looking for a new eye primer. Now, for a long time now, I've been using just my Loreal foundation. It's a matte foundation, and during the summer, I don't know if it was the makeup brush cleanser, I don't know if it was the foundation or the heat that we had, because I developed eczema, and it was around the time that we had really hot week. So I'm not sure what caused it, but now I have got it under control, thank goodness. The only problem is that I don't want to go back to using my matte foundation because it's quite drying, and what I don't want to do is dry my eyelids out and have to start the process of, you know, developing eczema and getting rid of it again, because like I say, I've now got it under control. So I was really looking around for a primer that is slightly more creamier. I know that a lot of people like the and I think they're called the MAC paint pots, that kind of thing. But if you're like me and you either have very dry skin, in fact, actually, I'm at the opposite ends of the spectrum, because one side or parts of my face are extremely dry, so they're prone to eczema now, and the other parts of my face are extremely oily, so I do have combination skin. But the L'Oreal works perfectly on the rest of my face. It's just on the lids. I don't want to dry it out anymore, like I say. So I was on the lookout for a eye primer, and I came across this, and I have used it. Now, it does seem quite it doesn't dry down completely matte. So if you're, and I have seen a lot of tutorials on YouTube, and everybody seems to want that really, you know, dry primer, that kind of, you know, thing to keep or help their makeup last longer. But I don't want that. I want something that doesn't dry my eyelids out. So I was a little bit dubious because this is £2.50. I didn't have any high expectations, but I have tried it. Now, what I'm going to do first of all, before I go any further, is I'm going to apply it to my eyes, share with you how it applies, and then I'll give you my full review on it of how it worked during the day. So like I say, it's a sponge or doe foot applicator, and I've got my mirror here. So I'm just going to add it to this eye first. So all I do with it is to add, so at the moment I've got nothing on my lids, and in fact I've got concealer there where I've carved out my brows, but the pigmentation there that you can see is not eyeshadow or anything like that. It is my natural skin tone around my eyes. Now I've just put a little bit of that on, and I'm just going to add that with the just distribute that with the finger. Now you can add, of course, a little bit more. I don't necessarily want to cover up the pigmentation or anything like that, because I know the eyeshadow will do that. What I want is to add a base. Now I have to put a cream on my eye to keep my eyes moisturised throughout the day, and I have to add that. At the moment I'm adding it 3 times a day. It was 4 times a day. It's now gone down to 3 times a day. So that is how bad the eczema was. So I am just tapping that on, and this is why I don't want to dry my eyelids out using that matte foundation. So basically that's all I did. I think that's okay. I might add a little bit more. And what I was finding, because I have to add so much cream to the eye, is that if I don't put a primer down, then what happens is that if I obviously let it sink into the skin, then when I put the eyeshadow on, my eyeshadow literally is just absorbed with that moisturiser. So I needed to add a base. Now I've just added that now. So basically it's got rid of a lot of pigmentation, but I'm not particularly worried about the pigmentation, there, because it will, it will go with eyeshadow. What I need is just something that the eyeshadow will stick to, basically, because like I say, if I put cream on, moisturiser on, and then just put the eyeshadow on, number one, it sinks into the skin, like I said. Number two, it just doesn't blend very well. It's very patchy, and yeah, I really didn't like the look of it, so I had to find this. Now I've applied it. This is what it looks like. I've put it mainly on the lid, and I've just then blended that out, and it does seem, when you tap it, it isn't completely dried down, which is what I wanted. I didn't want it to be like this foundation where it dries matte to a very, very dry consistency or matte consistency. It works really, really well. So the other day I tested it out. I added, and this was actually when I had a very deep, it was a couple of days ago, and I used my Urban Decay, it was the orange palette. I can't remember what the name of it is, but it's the newest one anyway. But I used that, that's it, Naked Heat, sorry, it's just come to me. So I used that eyeshadow, and I particularly used that one because it's got very, very strong pigmentation. And I wanted to see how a strongly pigmented eyeshadow works with this primer. And it worked perfectly. The eyeshadow really adhered to the primer. It was, even though that it's a little bit tackier than what I'm used to, I'm used to this matte base, it blended out really, really well. It lasted an awfully long time, a lot longer, because I tend to find that also if I put eyeshadow straight down, like I say, it just doesn't blend very well, so I have to remove it. But actually, when I added this primer, the Focus and Fix from Makeup Revolution, it worked extremely well, and it looked as good when I applied, first applied the eyeshadow as it did, 6-7 hours later. So I just wanted to let anybody out there know that if you're looking for a primer and you cannot wear those really matte bases, then you may want to give this a go. I mean, I'm not guaranteeing it, obviously, because everybody's different, and if you suffer like I do with, now I've got eczema, there's certain things that work, certain things that don't. But for £2.50, it is definitely worth a try, because yeah, I've really, really found it incredibly good for that price, and it's not drying. It didn't cause me any, because I know when the eczema is going to start, because I get very itchy skin, and if you've got dry skin, you know exactly what I mean. So it didn't cause that, and yeah, I really, really enjoyed wearing eyeshadow again, because you know, I've not been able to wear eyeshadow for a little while now. I've been doing tutorials, but I've not been happy with them because I was putting it onto bare skin, and like I say, it just wasn't working. So I hope that this has helped someone. If you're looking for a primer that is not necessarily dry, I really do hope that that's helped, because if you're like me and you love wearing eyeshadow and you just can't wear certain products, you'll know exactly what I mean and what my struggle has been over the last couple of months. So I just wanted to let you know about that, give my short review on that, and a little bit of a try on of, you know, that product. So I'll just repeat that again. So it's the Makeup Revolution Focus and Fix Eye Primer, and that one is £2.50. And of course, I'll put all the links down below for you if you're interested in that one. So thank you so much for watching. And of course, until next time, thank you. Bye.